quarter of adults in Britain are so obsessed with cleaning and tidying that they spend over 4 years of their waking lives on household chores, with many feeling compelled to abide by strict regimes and rituals.
We've had a doggy toilet installed and it's plumbed into the main drain.
Sterilising one, it just disintegrates anything. It's absolutely fantastic. Every home should be with one and no home should be without one.
There is one particular friend, he has to have anti-bac spray all over him before he comes into my house.
But for most of us, keeping our homes clean and tidy is not a priority.
I've seen it all now. This is just something else. I mean, this is like a different level.
With over a third of kitchen appliances containing traces of E. coli and salmonella, and 1 in 10 of us admitting to leaving dirty dishes in the sink for over a week.
Now each off this plate here.
Can a group of obsessive cleaners transform the habits of a nation?
Are you doing any cleaning today? Because I'm not doing all this myself.
Or will this prove too much?
The smell is really, really bad.
I'm still keeping them. What you like?
For the people whose need for perfection...
What's all that in the cooker?
That is grot.
...has become an obsession.
If this was a short wait till you see the kitchen.
I absolutely hate dust. Dust doesn't defeat me because I'm always polishing.
33-year-old wife and mum Louise spends at least 6 hours a day cleaning her 7-bedroom home in Lincolnshire.
Cleaning has to be done all day, every day. Even with a big family, there's no excuse.
Got Bradley, Alan, Chelsea, Riley, Frankie, Ashley, Wesley, Poppy, and Carlin.
Yep, that's 9 kids.
Come on then, kids.
All the kids know how to behave in the house. They know that the house has to be kept clean at all times.
Good girl.
With her huge family, Louise has changed one of her 7 bedrooms into a walk-in wardrobe to keep strict control over their clothes.
No one is allowed in here, only me. I just think it's a lot nicer when things are kept tidy.
Mum cleans all the time.
With 9 children, there's always 9 lots of sticky fingers at my window. I swear by using vinegar diluted with water in a spray bottle for any glass surfaces.
Although not OCD diagnosed, Louise's obsessive cleaning affects all areas of family life.
I just will not cook burgers in the house. I hate the smell, all stinky fat, and it lingers all around your house for days afterwards. I even use some of the kids' things around the house to help me clean. You know, I use one of the little one's plastic forks, put a baby wipe over the end of it, and it lets me get in all the gap all around the microwave.
Louise thinks that she's got the experience to whip any household into shape.
I've got a husband, I've got 9 children, I've got a 7-bedroom house to keep, and I easily do that. I keep it spotless, so I just don't understand why other people can't do the same. I'm really hoping to help somebody. I want them to know that there's always time and there's never an excuse not to clean. Bye, Chelsea. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Louise has travelled over 140 miles to Wokingham to meet someone with very different standards of cleanliness.
Why would anyone have blinds closed in the day? They're obviously hiding something.
The moment I come to the toilet, I'm usually followed.
44-year-old Paula, originally from Portugal, lives in her 4-bedroom home with her partner,
Oh, a dinosaur.
son, and 3 beloved cats.
Come here, let's do a purr. Are we going to do a purr? We're going to do a purr for Mommy. So we are quite passionate in this family about our pets. I love you. They are allowed to go wherever they want in the house, and I don't think that they create much more of a mess.
Paula hasn't deep cleaned her home in over 3 years.
I describe it as a war zone. I'm at war with my house, and sadly, the house is winning. The last time I was able to polish was probably 4 or 5 months ago. Cleaning the house is something scary.
And with the house littered with toys, Paula believes there's one cherished member of the family who's mostly responsible for the mess.
I have a almost 4-year-old son that loves his toys. The entire house is almost like a very big playroom. Can you put your toys away? No. At the end of the day, it matters to me more than the house. Every room of this house makes me incredibly unhappy. I try to forget about it. I do the things that I enjoy doing, like cross-stitch. But my home is the last place where I want to be right now.
Oh, hiya, I'm Louise.
Hi, Louise. I'm Paula.
Hi, Paula. Pleased to meet you.
And you, please come inside.
Thank you.
This is the downstairs toilet.
Oh, my God. Litter trays in a toilet.
Yes.
Oh, that absolutely stinks. I don't think it'd be nice, you sat down on the loo having to look at that.
I'll clean it before I use the loo, most of the times.
Oh. Oh, my God. What the bloody hell? Ugh. Everywhere you go, there's cat shit.
No, it's not everywhere you go.
Do you ever empty your cat litter?
Yes, but to be honest, it produces quicker than I can empty it.
Oh, God, that smell. Oh.
Take a deep breath, dear.
Paula, how on earth do you prepare any food in this chaos? It's just putrid.
I wouldn't call it putrid, but yes, it's not nice.
My goodness. There's a lot of toys in here. Why are they all over the floor like this? Why on earth aren't you putting it away?
If I start, it will take them out again.
How many children do you have, Paula?
Oh, just the one, but,
yes. Well, at my house, Paula, I have 9 children.
9?
My house
9 children.
is immaculate, and I wouldn't have any of this in my house.
Brilliant. Yeah, we learned from you. Don't worry. The things that she said, I suppose it's what I think about my house. But the way she said it, it was not just sticking the knife, but twisting a few times to make sure that there was blood coming out.
Before they start the 4-day clean, Louise wants to show Paula the standards she keeps in her own home.
This is my kitchen. My cooker is cleaned every time it's used.
Don't you think that every single time that you cook, it's maybe a little bit too extreme?
No, I don't. This is my lounge.
I can't see any signs of a child in this room.
My children have their own play area. This is one of my children's rooms. All toys are packed away in appropriate cupboards, boxes.
What happens when they leave their toys out?
I'm straight in there picking it up. This is my walk-in wardrobe. All of my 9 children's clothes are in this room.
Are your children allowed to go in there?
No, none of my children are allowed in here. And this is my family.
I can understand why you're so proud of your family. They're adorable.
Thank you. God, that house was absolutely bogging. She's got 1 child. I have 9. My house is immaculate. My opinion, all she's doing is just sitting on her backside. It's just laziness.
I think if Louise is as good at cleaning and tidying up as she is judging and criticizing, this house is going to be spotless.
Yummy, yummy. Yummy footy.
80% of British drivers admit to being too lazy to clean their cars themselves. But for 33-year-old car collector Tom, his bucket and sponge are never out of his hands.
I am kind of known when I go to car shows as the Obsessive Compulsive Car Cleaner. It has to be clean, not just outside, but inside, in the engine.
And it's not just his car. Singleton Tom spends 15 hours a week keeping his 2-bedroom flat in mint condition.
I cannot stand having fingerprints on my chrome light switches, so I don't actually use any of my ceiling lights. I've got a remote, so I can put all the lights on at the flick of a switch. I love to look after everything in my home. This is my show bin. Bought it a year ago, but decided it was too good to use. It's almost like they're bubble wrapped and just kept for show. I love my Hoover. You can't actually buy these Hoovers anymore. Due to EU regulations, Hoovers are now limited at 1100 watts. It's 1900 watts, it's so powerful it almost pulls up the carpet, which for me, I know it's doing a good job.
Although retail manager Tom is not OCD diagnosed, there's not a corner or cobweb that escapes his beady eye.
Clean my sink, I use a stain remover. It gets off any little watermarks or any stains. So I work it in with a cloth and then I'll buff it all up and it brings the sink up like a mirror. I like my toilet to be absolutely pristine. So for me, the only way to do that is to take all the water out. Once I've got all the water out of the toilet, I feel I can really clean down round the corner of the loo where you wouldn't be able to get if there was water in the toilet. It's exhausting cleaning and tidying all the time. The only day I have off is Christmas Day. Someone said to me, when you get to heaven, you're probably going to polish the gates when you go through.
Tom will be leaving his sparkling home to help someone with distinctly different standards of cleanliness.
I'd like to hope that by going into an untidy and clean home will then make me relax a little bit about my cleaning and my ways at home.
Tom has travelled 100 miles to the Norfolk coast to help someone who is poles apart when it comes to housekeeping.
Little clatter on that windowsill. And that picture on the wall's not straight. Oh, my heart's pounding.
Well, my home does look as though it's been burgled, ransacked, everything's just been strewn on the floor.
Almost all of this, apart from the book, is rubbish.
I do have a bin in my living room, but then the bin overflowed, so I just let the floor be the bin in the end.
42-year-old insurance advisor Gareth has lived alone in his 3-bedroom home in Great Yarmouth for 12 years.
This is probably some of the more recent stuff, but it would still go back 6 months, a year plus. Sink hasn't been cleaned properly for a year or two. That's been there for a little while. This chopping board is there purely to keep the surfaces clean, so it does work.
So the dining room has become a suppository for general paperwork.
These are for recycling. Some of these jars have been here for at least 2-3 years, probably even more.
The last time I did a proper hoovering was 3 or 4 years ago.
Why spend your days hoovering when you can put your feet up?
There are some parts of this house that probably haven't been dusted for 20 years.
You going to make me a cuppa?
Yeah.
And Gareth's friend of 10 years, Jane, would love to see him change his ways.
Oh!
I really want someone to come in here and help him and sort of nudge him in the right direction.
I don't like it like this. It's not something I'm comfortable with. It's not something I'm happy with.
I'm not really sure I'm ready for change. I just know I need it.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Gareth.
Hello, Gareth. I'm Tom.
Yeah, well, please.
Nice to meet you.
This is the,
oh, my
the
giddy
dining room.
There is a lot of dust and cobwebs.
Yeah, cobwebs.
And what are these on the floor?
Jars for recycling.
And how long have they been there?
Some of them, 3 or 4 years.
What, in that spot?
Yeah. This is the kitchen.
That sink! Are you not worried about germs?
No.
That chopping board, it's black.
It's mostly coffee black.
Oh, my God. This is your lounge. It looks like it's been abandoned.
No.
And do you make food in here? There's a saucepan on the floor.
If I cook with a saucepan, I'll eat out of the saucepan. I won't use a plate because it means washing something else up.
So how often do you use your Hoover?
I use it a lot as a footrest.
I mean, this is your room to come and relax in. It's just all the rubbish. It's like this great big whirlwind has got a wheelie bin of stuff and just deposited it everywhere, just randomly.
Before they embark on 4 days of solid cleaning, Tom's keen to give Gareth a taste of his standards.
This is my lounge.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has to be shiny and clean. And this is my kitchen.
Mm-hmm. You can see your draining board.
I can see my face in my draining board. That's my show bin.
Mm-hmm.
So like your bin that you don't use because it's too full, my bin's never actually been used.
But why? I mean, surely again...
To keep it perfect. And show home standards. And my vacuum cleaner's my pride and joy. So I use that every day, and I even keep a dust cover on it.
I'm not sure that it isn't stopping you almost living your life to a point.
I do spend a lot of time cleaning.
You will certainly come in with an agenda to clean, and get me cleaning. See you later, buddy. Are there going to be arguments between us? Quite possibly.
It's the first day of the clean in Wokingham. Mum of 9, Louise, has just 4 days to help Mum of 1, Paula, clean her living dining room, kitchen and guest bedroom.
I'm going to find it really hard cleaning Paola's house up. I hate bad smells, I hate cluttered environments. It's going to make me really anxious. Oh, thank you.
The first task is to clear the kitchen, which hasn't been deep cleaned in over 3 years.
This is a picnic bag that was here, that I used in the summer months.
In the summer?
Yeah.
And it's still here?
Yeah.
Oh, Paola. Can I throw this, Paola?
No, that is a cross-stitch chart, no.
What's this, Paola?
It's the lid for that mesh basket there.
But, I mean, are you really using that basket for dirty laundry? Because
Yes.
there's dirty laundry sort of on the floor
Yes.
and here basically...
What do you do with your dirty laundry? Where do you put
I
it?
haven't got any dirty laundry.
Yes,
It just
because you
goes
clean
straight
it.
in the washing machine every time it's dirty.
That space is not enough.
But, Paola, I have 9 children, and unless you've got a lot more than 9 children, you're not... I don't see how you can have dirty laundry and if you're doing it when you should be. Right, what's this, Paola? One of the animals' bowls?
No, one of the child's bowls.
Ah.
He dropped it, right? I'm sure it was an accident.
Did you not see him drop it?
If I had seen him drop it, I'd pick it up.
OK. There must be about 6 animal bowls in your kitchen.
I tend to put them in the dishwasher with the rest.
You put your cat's bowls in your dishwasher where you wash your family's plates and...
Yes, and they are washed with very, very hot water and enough cleaning stuff to kill any germ.
Oh, my goodness.
What now?
Some jam. No one's putting the lid back on properly.
It's not moldy, it's not funny, it's not weird, it's not yucky, it's just the lid is not properly attached.
Yeah. And that salt's all really quite dirty, isn't it?
No.
Do you not think with all those bits in it?
No.
So you don't think that's dirty?
No.
Hey?
Finally, put the salt in a separate
In the bin?
container. No, the salt is fine. Salt does not go off, Louise. Salt actually disinfects things, right? If you clean your surfaces with salt, they will kill a lot of germs.
So does bleach. But
It's a choice.
Salt wouldn't actually clean your worktops.
Yes, it would.
It wouldn't.
Yes, it would.
No, no.
Yes, it would.
No, I don't agree. I feel like tensions are getting quite high between Paula and I. She seems to be getting on the defensive a lot. I just feel that she needs the truth.
I'm spending more time defending myself from the attacks coming from her that I'm actually devoting to cleaning. She has different priorities.
Empty.
But some respect wouldn't go amiss.
Obsessive compulsive disorder affects hundreds of thousands of people across the UK. Sufferers have their lives dominated by obsessional thoughts and compulsive acts.
I feel like now I've steamed it, any germs that were left over are now burning in hell.
Mum of 3, Hayley, was diagnosed with OCD 7 years ago. She has a fear of dirt and germs that can make her scrub the house for up to 19 hours a day.
I feel like if I don't carry out certain rituals and clean things a certain way, that something bad will happen. Facing my fears is really important because I think it reiterates the fact that the OCD is just a thought and nothing bad is going to happen if I come into contact with things that are dirty.
But Hayley wants to confront her obsessive thoughts.
That's so gross.
Each week, she will invite 2 equally obsessive cleaners to join her in using their extreme cleaning rituals to tackle some of Britain's dirtiest places.
Oh, my.
Together, they will face their fear of germs head-on.
I am feeling really anxious now that I'm going to end up with E. coli or salmonella.
This week, they'll be tackling floors. After demonstrating how they clean their own, they'll put their methods to work on a 500-capacity nightclub toilet floor, ahead of its daily clean.
I do spray the floor with bleach before I mop and hoover it. It's just because I love bleach so much. My hoover mops and hoovers at the same time. So I feel like by using that, I'm reducing the amount of hours I'm spending cleaning.
Hayley will be joined by microbiologist Chris. Although not OCD diagnosed, he can spend up to 4 hours a week cleaning his floors.
For the first step, I use ammonia solution with cold water. Ammonia solution is very strong and removes all the stains. In the second stage, I use classic floor cleaner. First step, I use steamer mop and get rid of all the danger bacteria and germs. And the final step, I wax. When I finish, you could probably eat from that floor, it's that clean.
Joining Hayley and Chris on their challenge is industrial cleaner Mark. Also not OCD diagnosed, Mark religiously cleans his floors daily.
First of all, I use the vacuum, get the bits of debris up. I then degrease it. This is really powerful stuff that cuts through grease and grime like nothing else I know. Then antibacterial spray. Bacteria must really hate me. Finally, I steam it. There's no hiding place in this house for bacteria.
First, they swab their own floors to establish how sterile they are. Any score under 500 means that the surface is clean enough to eat off.
I'm quite happy with it.
I am so happy right now, I could literally just burst in a bleach bubble.
So they've all got their own floors extremely clean. Next, they want to apply their methods on a grotty toilet floor in a nightclub. How will the cleaners cope?
It smells like an elephant has gone in there, lifted its leg and urinated all over the floor.
And will they be able to bring them up to their standards?
I think I'll be sick of it. Oh, God.
In Norfolk, it's the first day of the clean, and Tom has arrived to give Gareth a kickstart into cleaning his filthy home.
I'm really looking forward to getting the clean started, but I think once we start moving all that stuff around, there's going to be a lot of dust flying around, and that's making me feel a little bit anxious and... Oh.
Tom has just 4 days to tackle the living room, dining room and kitchen.
Right. Where do we start in here?
First, he decides to attack the 12 years' worth of grot and grime filling up Gareth's living room.
Just to show you, I do make an effort.
What is that?
That's melon rinds.
Oh, could you not have just put that in the bin?
Yes, I could have done, actually.
Look at this here, this carpet. Now, seriously, a hoover can't have been on that bit of carpet for years.
No, honestly, I am seriously embarrassed at that.
We've got a nice selection of cutlery here. I think that'd be best off in the kitchen. These plates on the floor, Gareth. Look. So how long has all that been there?
I have no idea whatsoever.
I think we managed to find a whole dinner service on the lounge floor.
At least they're not cluttering up the kitchen.
Dental floss in the lounge, on the floor.
Well, maybe it's because I took the idea of living room a bit too far, and I do all my living in here.
Living room should be to relax in and enjoy and chill out, not sort of do that in amongst a pile of rubbish.
I do agree. It is bad.
He's agreeing with everything I'm saying. He's agreeing with the dust, he's agreeing with the rubbish. It's like, just deal with it. Like, you should never have let it get like that.
Norwich Pride March?
2013.
Yeah, 2013.
I think that's well out of date.
Yeah, that can go in there.
In Great Yarmouth, obsessive cleaner Tom is still battling through the years of dirt in bachelor Gareth's cluttered home. The kitchen has been building up with grime and garbage for 12 years.
Plan of attack in here. No fanning about, get it all clear, and then we can have a thorough clean down. That can all be recycled, though. I mean, it's minging, but it can be recycled. This went off over... The date on... This has been out of date for 2.5 years. 2012, 3 years out of date. 2006, they're 9 years out of date. Vitamins, I think if you take them, you'll kill yourself.
Do you know, I'm almost tempted.
Don't take one. You'll
I'm
probably
gonna
drop
take
down
one.
dead. Don't open them. Straight in the bin. Look at this worktop, Gareth. It's just wrong. Surely you aren't going to want to keep this. If you do, I feel like I want to give up.
I'll let you have that one.
Hallelujah. Get it in the bin.
Tom's getting away with a lot more than some other people are, just because he's really cute and gorgeous.
I kind of feel like I've got Gareth wrapped around my little finger. You know, whatever I need him to shift or clean, he's doing it, which I'm really pleased about.
Now cleared, Tom, who cleans his sink every time it's used, wants to share with Gareth his foolproof method.
I get such a sense of satisfaction to clean that around where we've got stains. I've got this stain removing powder.
You've just bleached it.
Yeah, but this gets off any stains and marks.
You don't need to do all this, because clean is enough.
I like my things to shine. Right, do you want to start passing me the washing up?
Yeah. There you go.
This kitchen's really worried me. This has built up over a long time. I don't understand, how's your house got like this?
I don't know, I was made redundant about 2.5 years ago, and I went into a depression that just... I let everything just stop. You just don't bother anymore, you don't care anymore. And...
It almost, to me, it's maybe like it's become invisible to you.
It has. I've had another job that I really enjoy for a year. I'm back on track. Everything... I don't feel depressed anymore.
Why is it taking this long to ask for help?
I'm too embarrassed to ask my family members, you know. It does upset me that it's like this. It upsets me that I haven't allowed my own mother in the home. And all I needed to do... Yeah, it's easy to say it's all I needed to do was ask for help, but... I hate it. I just hate... I hate having to ask for help.
Your home has stopped you having people round and enjoying time with your family. Here.
Yeah, but don't you feel the way that you live your life and the way you have your house almost does the same to you?
Where you don't want anyone to come in and see this, I'm quite happy for people to come in and see my house and it have the wow factor. Now I know about Gareth's redundancy, I understand a little bit better why over the last couple of years he struggled to keep on top of things. However, he's had a job now for the last year, so he could have sorted it out in that time.
It's halfway through the clean in Wokingham. Although the kitchen is coming together, there are still 2 rooms left to finish.
Pal has done quite well. You know, she's getting rid of probably more things than I expected her to, but there's not much time left, and I'm just really panicking to get everything done.
Oh my God, Paula, what's that?
Vomit.
How long's that been there for?
Am I supposed to know? I didn't vomit. One of the cats vomited. They didn't tell me when.
Did you not see it?
If I had seen it, don't you think I had cleaned it?
Do you want to clean it now?
No, Louise, I want to keep it as a souvenir.
Ah.
Do you want to keep the vomit? Yeah. is a souvenir. For goodness sake, really? Isn't that... You really worry me, woman.
With the cat sick all cleaned up,
Right, Paula, let's get stuck in and sort this room out.
Louise, who cleans her bedrooms daily, is about to tackle Paula's guest room that hasn't been touched in 2 years.
I think that needs to go, doesn't it?
Louise is not going to bite you, you know?
I think the smell is. It makes me want to spew. Oh.
No one has ever died of a bad smell, Louise. Everything smells. Everything is horrible. Everything is horrid. Everything is put... For goodness sake, get a grip. It's not that bad.
There we go.
It's breaking my heart.
You've got one bag of rubbish.
Now the guest room is free from clutter, Mum of 9, Louise, starts tackling the toys in the living room.
Your son's nearly 4 now. I mean, do you not think it might be time now, you know, that he did start putting some of his toys away?
When my son leaves the house in this mess and makes this leaves the toys like this and I'm there, please put the toys away. Not being able to get him to do this means that I'm not doing my best as a mum.
When you have a child, you have to teach them from very young. Children learn from their parents.
Do all your children pick up their toys after themselves and tie up after themselves?
I've recently started to make them pick their toys up sometimes after themselves, but I don't want to make my children into slaves. I feel that children should be children.
But I don't think that by having age-appropriate chores that will make them into slaves. You're talking about get out of bed, you know, finish getting dressed, make your bed.
Mm-hmm.
Little chores, just to give them a sense of responsibility.
If I asked my children to do something, then they would. But I just don't feel I have to ask them because I just do it all myself.
So what's going to happen when they leave home to go to college, for instance? Who's going to cook, clean, and keep the place tidy?
They will.
Will they?
Yeah, they
no,
will.
I'm talking now.
Because they would know how to do these things. I never got taught by anybody how to clean, and I feel that it comes naturally to somebody. I've already pre-warned them when they leave home. If they live in a dirty house, I won't be visiting them.
Yes, you
so
will.
believe me, they're going to be tidy.
I feel that now that my son is nearly 4, this is the time for him to learn and start putting things away and looking after his things properly.
I know Paula was saying to me that maybe I should give the elder kids a bit of responsibility, you know, maybe keeping their own rooms clean for a week. Yeah, you know, I might give that a try. You know, all the books are kept so nice here, and I can see you've made an effort with those.
Germs live everywhere, and most people come into contact with millions of them every single day. For those that are healthy, it isn't an issue, but for some sufferers of OCD, it can be a problem.
I don't think I ever feel happy with my home. It never feels completely germ-free.
Hayley has invited 2 obsessive cleaners to help her tackle a terrible toilet floor at an East London nightclub.
Last night, this had 500 people inside it, and they only left a few hours ago. I'm guessing that's why that's fresh sick there. And we're going to be tackling the men's toilet floors.
Oh, God, no.
Hayley hopes that by bringing them here, it will help them face their fear of germs in public places.
Oh, the smell, eh? The smell. Oh, look at it. Oh, my God.
I can't
bear it. I'm not cleaning it.
It smells like an elephant has gone in there, lifted its leg and urinated all over the floor.
It's disgusting how people could leave mess like this. Smell of lager mixed with piss.
Do you leave your own toilets like this? And if they do, then I just think they have got no shame.
First, the cleaners swab the floor to see how much muck they have to eliminate. A reading of over 1,000 could increase the risk of harmful bacteria being present.
Oh.
These filthy floors have a reading of up to 6,170.
That is disgusting.
That's scary.
Oh my God, strike me down with a urine-filled feather. I could not believe it. It was so high.
They've each been given a section of floor and will now put their own methods to the test to see if they can get it close to spotless.
Oh, there's flies in here!
I think I'm going to stick it up. Oh, God.
I would genuinely rather wear a nappy and soil myself than use this toilet.
Don't like touching that urine with my arse.
There's no way, Mark, that I would ever use my vacuum in here. I'm just literally going to use bleach and a mop.
Hayley, you're a bleach queen.
I can't even smell my bleach. It just stinks of that pneumonia smell.
Ammonia?
Oh, not pneumonia.
Oh, God.
After 2 hours of scrubbing, steaming and sanitising, the toilet floors are spick and span. Before, these floors were covered in wee and waste. A quick swab will reveal how clean they are now. A reading of 500 or under is considered clean enough to eat off.
Oh my god, that's so loud.
That's not bad.
Man, oh my god.
I've literally obliterated that floor in there.
Impressive.
Oh, 7, oh my god.
7?
Oh, we did a good job.
We've been around that, breathing in that bacteria and those germs and that poo and urine, and I feel like we've tackled it really well.
Well, I reckon if you can tackle that, you can tackle anything, Hayley.
Yeah.
Over the moon, I never expected in 100 years to get such a low score. And whoever gonna go to the toilet now, I hope will appreciate it.
I will try to clean my floor less as a result of today, because it isn't covered in wee or poo.
Back in Norfolk, there's less than 24 hours of the clean to go.
That is absolutely revolting. Oh, I can feel it.
I'm genuinely concerned for Tom because he clearly has issues that he needs to deal with. And I think he's been far more interested in coming in and cleaning a dirty home and not making the same journey to change that I have.
With the living room rubbish-free, Tom, who polishes daily, can finally start dealing with a decade of dust that's built up in Garrett's home.
So now, look, that's making me feel great, looking at that all nice and clean.
Not very funny. I mean, it's my house. I mean, is it the satisfaction that you're cleaning it, or is it the fact that it has to be clean?
It's just for me. I love to see things looking like new.
Several times you've said new, and for your own home you say, oh, show home, as if, almost as if it's been untouched.
I am obsessed with keeping things like new, and it's almost sometimes I'm too afraid to use them.
Are you really enjoying your home, or do you just sit there and admire it as a show? Almost like you're living in a museum where everything has to be revered and admired, but nothing can be used.
I do use my things, a lot of the things, but at the same time I'm just really careful with them to make sure they stay perfect.
The trouble is, you end up dedicating your life just to that. What else are you missing out on?
I would like a little bit more time to relax in my home, rather than continually being on edge thinking that something needs doing.
Do you want to get to sort of my age and then suddenly look around and found that you live in an absolutely wonderful show home that's been absolutely perfect for all those years, and yet there's so little else?
I don't know, that's quite hard to think about that. Like, when you put it like that, that is quite hard to put it like that.
Back in Wokingham, with the kitchen clutter-free, Louise can finally start some cleaning.
Look, Paola, look at this. It's coming up lovely.
Yeah.
How did it ever get into this state in the first place?
We found our dream home, but at the time I was already heavily pregnant. The end of my pregnancy was quite complicated. I was in hospital for a few days. In the end, I had an emergency C-section and my son was premature. When I came home, I was recovering. Then I had a newborn that I had no idea what to do with. And it was then when I completely lost control of the house.
I think it's great, Paola, that you've finally seen, you know, the way you're living, and I think it's great that you want to change that, and we can change that. We are changing that.
Things are sorted now. It will be very difficult to go back to the past, you know, to how things were before. I'm hoping that now that I explained to Louise exactly how things got to this point, she's able to understand, stop being so critical and judgmental.
In Wokingham, after 4 days of cleaning and tidying, Paula's putting everything in its place. And Louise is making some final adjustments. On her way over to see the results of their work is Paula's friend, Kerry.
I don't usually get past the doorstep to Paula's house because she's too embarrassed, but I'm really hoping now that that will all change.
Before, the living room was a tipping ground for toys and tat, with no space for humans, let alone cats. It's now an inviting and organised space for Paula and her partner to enjoy.
Oh, wow. I'm absolutely amazed. You actually have a living room.
I know, and a dining room.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, we still have the toys. Just put them away.
4 days ago, the kitchen was overrun with dishes, dirty clothes and clutter covering every worktop. Now it's clean and tidy and back to its best.
Oh, wow.
Nice, isn't it? Clean?
I've never seen the work surface. You could actually cook a meal in here now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the way it is easy to clean and keep it like this.
Finally, the guest bedroom was covered in bags of clothes and litter trays. It's now a litter-free space with an area for Paula to cross-stitch.
What do you think then, Carrie?
Oh, lovely. Really nice. now got an area where you can sit and do your cross stitch.
I'm very pleased with this room, I have to say.
I've even got your nice smelly candle, look, Paola. You know I hate my bad smells.
I do. Oh, I do. Even the non-existent ones.
Right then, Paola, I'm off. Keep up the good work.
I will. Thank you so much for my house. I'm over the moon with the way my house is right now. I don't think I've ever felt so proud. It really looks lovely. Thank you. I'm making sure that both me and my son realize the importance of putting things away.
All right, Paola.
Take care.
And you, bye.
Louise is a lovely lady, but she's also very much an acquired taste.
I'm really proud of what Paola and I have achieved, and I really hope she keeps up the good work. I'm willing to lay off the cleaning a little bit, but I definitely will still clean every day.
It's the final day of the clean in Great Yarmouth.
Is that cereal?
Tom is still tackling the dining room and at last is getting his favourite tool out.
You enjoyed that, didn't you?
The sense of satisfaction was unreal.
After 25 hours of cleaning and a lorry load of recycling, there's just time for a final polish before Gareth's friend Jane arrives to see their hard work.
Gareth's my oldest, bestest friend, and I'm hoping that this cleaner has cracked the whip and made the little lazy bum actually take a pride in his own home now.
4 days ago, Gareth's living room was a rubbish tip, with the hoover only being used as a footrest. Now it's cleared and cleaned with space to relax with friends.
Oh, this is lovely. I would be happy to sit here now, and I never was. Lovely job you've done, lovely job.
I'm glad you like it.
Before, the dining room was overflowing with recycling and littered with paperwork. Now it's been restored to a welcoming space, with a table in the corner to use as an office.
Well, this is rather different. This is the proper dining room. You know, you can just whip that onto top of there and sit down and have a proper meal, and you have a friend round for a proper meal.
Gareth's kitchen was buried under years of grime and out-of-date food. Now the surfaces are clutter-free and the sink is gleaming.
Good God, how did you get that so shiny?
A lot of hard work.
I can believe it. That is just amazing. I see clean plates.
With all the nice clean plates, it'll be months before I have to do the washing up again.
That's not funny, is it?
No.
I know he had a problem with having people in the house. I don't think he's going to now.
Oh, well, Tom, thank you ever so much. I can't believe the amount of it.
I've learned that probably the level of cleaning I go to isn't completely necessary all the time. But I think it just goes to show if you don't clean, that's what's going to end up happening to your house. Just keep on top of all this cleaning and tidying.
I promise you, I will. I absolutely love my home now. I love the cleanliness. I am so tempted to let it get completely back the way it was, just so I can have Tom back here to clean it up again. But no.
Next time on Obsessive Compulsive Cleaners.
I'm not a dirty hoarder, I'm a clean hoarder.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to disagree with you there. What? What? A moth's just come out of that drawer. And you want to keep them? Is that a tooth? Why have you got it on the side?
I just kept it as a souvenir.
It's disgusting. What is on your wall over there? Sick or poo?
Not sick, no.
So more obsessive cleaning next Tuesday at the same time. Tomorrow, pooches who don't have the breeding but look at their little faces. Just 6 finalists from 2000, Scruffts at 8. But coming up, sometimes it's just boom, you know when you know. That's what they say, and tonight it does. First dates on the way.